Yo, what is up, guys? It is Nick, or the Notorious Fantasy, back again today with another fantasy football video. Today's video is Week 3 waiver wire ads. How much fab should you spend on certain guys? All of that jazz. So before I start the video, I'd like to ask if you could please go down below and click that subscribe button, because not only does it help me, it also helps you, because I'm going to help you guys dominate your fantasy football season. Every week I upload about 10 videos. I'm going to be live streaming Thursday nights and also during Sunday. So you should be getting a lot of content from me, so click that subscribe button. I always answer the comments as well. So let's get right into the video. Also follow me on Twitter at NotoriousFantasy, because I look like a bitch on there with like 60 followers. So the first guy we're going to be talking about here is the wide receiver core. There's a bunch of wide receivers. Is first, Michal Hardman, wide receiver from the Kansas City Chiefs. He's only owned in 12.8% of leagues on NFL.com. On the most explosive offense in the NFL. The Kansas City Chiefs seem like they could score like it's nothing. Like fucking Pat Mahomes seems like he can close his eyes and throw the ball 40 yards and then someone's in the end zone. Michal Hardman, week 2, had 4 receptions for 61 yards and a touchdown with a bomb touchdown that was called back. Now, if it wasn't called back, he would have had even more points. It was about, I think it was over a 60-yard pass. So he would have been looking at an amazing day this week, week 2. And I think that week 3, he will also have a good week. And I'm pretty comfortable starting him next week. He's clearly one of Mahomes' favorite options while Tyreek is gone. Watkins is clearly the one. And then it's between Hardman and DeMarcus Robinson, who's the second waiver wire option to be the 2 or 3. The next guy is DeMarcus Robinson, like I said, wide receiver, Kansas City, only 1.2% owned on NFL.com. He's going to get a lot of use while Hill is out. He's on a great team. The Kansas City Chiefs easily can score. On Sunday, he had a bigger game than Michal Hardman. He had a huge game, 6 for 6 for 172 yards and 2 touchdowns. Now, the thing with DeMarcus Robinson is I am skeptical once Tyreek gets back how much usage he will get. Now, Tyreek, we don't know when he's going to come back. Is it week 6? Is it week 7? Who knows? But, I mean, I think that DeMarcus Robinson, you could definitely slot him in your lineup next week. If you're looking for a next week start, go ahead and do that. The next player is DJ Chark, wide receiver, Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, he was in last week's video, a guy to target. But, not everyone picked him up because he's only 4.9% owned on NFL.com. He is Gardner Minshew's favorite target, the quarterback of the Jacksonville Jaguars. He does not like D.D. Westbrook like Nick Foles does, so it's really just him and DJ Chark clearly have a good connection. Now, he had 2 games in a row with over 18 PPR fantasy points, and he's clearly the wide receiver 1 while Foles is on the IR. Like I said, he is Gardner Minshew's favorite target. I definitely would be comfortable starting him this week as well. Devin Smith is the final wide receiver to talk about here. Wide receiver of the Dallas Cowboys. He's owned sub-zero percentage. There's no percentage of ownership on NFL.com. He is nothing. Like, no one owns him. He will benefit from the loss of Michael Gallup for a few weeks, 3 to 4 weeks for Gallup. Week 2, he caught 3 receptions for 74 yards and a touchdown. And to further solidify why you should pick him up, and you can at least play him this week, is he's playing the Miami Dolphins. The Miami Dolphins got destroyed last week by the Patriots. It was a dismantling of the establishment. It was very bad, and I think that not the Patriots. I think that Dallas and Dak Prescott can do the same thing to Miami this week. As a Miami fan, I am very sad. The next player here is a running back, Raheem Mostert of the San Francisco 49ers, 1.4% ownership percentage on NFL.com. Now, last week he had 13 carries and 3 catches for 151 total yards and a receiving tutty. Benefits from an injury to Tevin Coleman. Now, once Tevin Coleman gets back, I'm not starting Mostert or Burrito, really. You just would be starting Tevin Coleman likely. But for now, Raheem Mostert, I'm very comfortable starting him this week. Now, they do go on bye week 4, so he's really just like a 1-week fill-in because Tevin Coleman may be back week 5 or 6, but I do think he's definitely worth a pickup because if you're in a if you need a running back. Now, he's probably the best running back that is still available on the waiver wire. The next guy we're going to be talking about here is Carlos Hyde, running back of the Houston Texans. He is 40% owned. Now, consistency is key for this guy. 2 weeks in a row with 9 PPR points. The huge knock against him is that he splits work with Duke. Now, I know Duke Johnson disappointed us fantasy owners last week, scoring only below 4 points. It was fucking embarrassing. He did not play good. He had a better game than Duke week 2, but I think Duke will bounce back. But I still think Carlos Hyde in a deeper league is a super safe option every single week. If you're in a league that's like a 12-team league with 2 flexes, I'd definitely be comfortable starting Carlos Hyde in the second flex. Or if you're in a deep 14-team league and you need a start, I would be kind of comfortable starting Carlos Hyde out of Houston. Now, Frank Gore is the final running back, I believe, on this list. Running back of the Buffalo Bills. The 9,000-year-old man is only 9.5% owned in NFL leagues. Singletary is considered day-to-day with injury. Now, if Singletary comes back, then you don't want anything to do with Frank Gore. But while Singletary was on the field and hurt, Frank Gore dominated the rushing load this week, and he will continue to. Solid week 2 with 68 rushing yards for a tutty and catching 2 targets for 15 yards. Looked pretty solid out there for an old man, and I'd definitely be confident firing him up if Devin Singletary was out. Clearly, Devin Singletary is the better back, but he's hurt right now. The final waiver wire pickup here before I go over the there's no screen for it, but there's going to be like honorable mentions. So Will Dissly, the tight end of the Seattle Seahawks, 0.7% owned. Now he's caught 5 targets for 50 yards and 2 touchdowns against Pittsburgh last game. Now I don't love this pickup. This is not a love. I don't love getting this guy, but if you're in a pickle at tight end, I would definitely look his way this week or for the next coming weeks. Now, some honorable mentions here, they're not on the screen. We got Nelson Aguilar for the Eagles. Deshaun Jackson likely not, or is going to be out for 2 weeks, I believe. So if he's gone and Alshon are gone, Nelson Aguilar is going to be in for a pretty big game. Now, another honorable mention is Greg Olsen. His ownership is pretty high, so I don't know if he's going to be available in your league, but he is also a tight end that I'd be willing to stream every single week. And there's pretty much no other players there. There's like quarterbacks, but a lot of the quarterbacks that you're going to want to start are already owned in your league. If you got any questions, you can leave it down below. Now, I'm going to end the video here, so thank you guys all for watching. It really means a lot to me if you click that subscribe button if you did end up enjoying the video. Now I'm just going to go on a bit of a tangent here. I wanted to put a little message at the end of this video. Now I am playing against my father in 2 leagues in fantasy football this week. Now if you're not interested in a funny story, you can go ahead and leave. It's okay with me. Say okay with me. But this is a story time with Nick, the Notorious Fantasy here. So I play my dad in 2 leagues this week. Now let me tell you the tale of what happened last time we played. He was 15-0 going into the championship game. He was talking all this shit, talking a big game that he was going to win. And you want to know who ended up winning? Me. You want to know why? Because I got 2 rings in that league. You want to know how many he has? 0. You know, it's just how it is. Sometimes the son is better than the father eventually, you know? The apprentice learns from the teacher and becomes better. So that's all I got to say. Good luck, Dad. I know you're watching this video. I know you think you're going to win, but when push comes to shove, when I'm not setting your lineup, it's going to be a lot harder for you to win. So good luck this week. I love you. So thank you guys all for watching. I love you all as well. Goodbye.